Tuesday. Happy Monday. Uh-oh. Well, good morning, good evening. What it do? How are you? Who do you? Happy Monday too. I am the sound of money in your ear, dollar Avant. That's DO. I'm often imitated, never duplicated. They call me the $1 billion bear, aka the pitch queen, aka the people's coach, aka Coach Dollar Bill. And you are in the dollhouse. This is the home of high value entrepreneurs. Over here, it is day 33. 33 of this 100-day challenge. We're officially 1/3 of the way into this 100-day challenge. Now, I designed this challenge because I asked a simple question. I asked myself this question, then I asked y'all. Because, remember when Kamala was like, oh, I'm going to run for president, like low key, like they just like tossed her the ball or whatever. And she's like, okay, fine, let's go. It was about 100 days. Her book is titled 107 days. So she was just over 100 days between when she got the baton and when it was election time. And I thought to myself, I said, oh, what if we had the race of our lives? What if we had to go hard, show up like we never showed up before for ourselves, for our dream, for our vision, and we had 100 days to do it? What if you gave 100% of your best effort 100% of the time for 100 days? How would your life be different? What if you followed your intuition 100% of the time for 100 days? Would you be in a better place? Would you be in a better place? I think you would. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think. So I started the challenge, right? So then Kamala lost. Okay, fine. It's whatever. And then, 92%. Now we're resting. We're resting. Y'all need to be getting ready. Y'all need to be rising. We're not resting. We're rising. Okay. So then it was like, oh my God. So we got a new president, right? So they do that in November. And then in January, after the inauguration, they usually track, very publicly their first 100 days. So we did another 100-day challenge. I was like, well, what if we just lean in? I mean, we got a new president. He going hard in the paint for 100 days. What if you go hard in the paint for 100 days? How would your life be different? You know what I'm saying? And so it became a thing. So this is actually our fourth 100-day challenge. I am here to lay the groundwork for my people. I want to lean in with my people. I want you to have a place where you can come in here and get some information, inspiration, transformation, so you could be all right in these entrepreneurial streets, because we don't have time. This is the end of an era. This is the end. It's like a book. You're reading a book that's like, that book is closed. Now we're going to a whole nother book. I don't know where the book is. We got to find the book. What role do I play in said book? Like what's going on? Like, it's a complete reset. It's like, okay, game over. Okay, let's pull all the pieces off the board. Okay, everybody. Okay, we're done. Let's hold on. And now I'm going to do something totally different that I've never done before. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to do it in real time. Things are about to get different in real time. That's what's happening right now. So it's a total reset. So if you are not prepared, if you're not owning, your journey and what you got going on, it's going to get really difficult out here. So I'm here to create a space where we can actually lean in and show up for ourselves, for our dream, for our vision, thing that you said that you wanted to do, and make sure that we're tapping in. Okay. So it's day 33. Let's get into it, y'all. I have to read my chart now because I don't know what day it is unless I look at the chart. Day 33 of the 100-day challenge. So let's talk about something. It's going to be a little uncomfortable. Also, I did my LinkedIn challenge, by the way. I'm going to get into that in a minute. So let's talk about this. It's uncomfortable, but it's going to help you. Shout out to y'all who are streaming. And yeah, listen, yesterday we were talking about diamond clarity, how internal, stuff, you got doubts and fears and limiting beliefs and people in your ear and toxic environments in your home. It's actually blocking your light, your ability to shine. And that clarity, we live by this energy, y'all. The more clear people are about the value you provide, the quicker they will just respond to your offers and be like, sign me up. What we talking about? What we doing? What we doing? That's why I say that all the time, because if people are just like, duh, that's where the money resides. So we want to collapse that time, that gap. But you need clarity to do that. You don't lack value. Every single one of you are brilliant. You have everything you need. You got a gift from above. You have all the things. You don't lack value. You lack clarity. Okay. But let's go a little deeper with that. because most people think, that's getting clear on your vision or your purpose, your next step, or all of that. But actually, in real life, if I were to just walk through the world with you every day, you're actually avoiding clarity. Okay, because let me help you understand something. When you're getting clear on what it is you do and what you're about for real, what you stand on, your worldview, it's not gentle. It's not like easy and just super nice, whatever. It's going to interrupt you. It's going to disrupt all the patterns that you've been performing in your life. It's going to call you to the high road. Like there's an easy path, meaning everybody's going this way. And then there's a high road. And it's going to be like, you're supposed to be over here. And no, most people don't want that. Most people don't want to own that responsibility. They want to just avoid it and just, speak on their potential greatness. I know I have something, they want to talk about it at the dinner party, talk about it at the family reunion, talk about it, when they're around their friends and they want to sound smart. They don't want to actually sit in this energy and own and hold the responsibility for being this version of you. Okay. Because that will require you to rise, to disconnect from everything you've been through, all the past trauma, past pain, da, 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 da. Okay. Everybody wants enough money that they can just be like, middle finger to all y'all. I'm not going to curse on here, but you know how they say middle finger money, F you money, right? Enough money where I could walk away. I could go where I want to go, do what I want to do. I can be on the other side of the world. I could do whatever. You don't have to listen to nobody. Nobody tell you nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. All of that. That's what we want. That's what we say we want. Money is no longer a constraint. It is just like a scorecard. It's just like, how much money did I make today? Like you want to be detached from this energy where you're constantly working hard for the money. Is that Donna Summer? All of us say we want that. So everybody has a number. It might be 5 million, 10 million. How much money do you need to just be done? Live off the interest. My grandmother, I grew up my whole life. I didn't know that my family had money. Nobody told me. I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. So on both sides of the family, but specifically my father's side, my grandmother, who apparently she's the only person in my family that I look like. I mean, I have my mother's cheekbones. This is called zygomatic, by the way, when you have cheekbones that are just out here. But outside of that, I don't really actually look like anybody in my family. Like when they brought me home from the hospital, the joke was, did they switch babies? Like what Chinese child is this? Like it was very much that, but I look like my father's mother. And, she's famous for hair down to her butt and the whole thing. But she lived off the interest. My grandfather passed away the year before I was born. And whatever, there was something going on. Something happened. Something went on. He had some insurance. He set up some things. There was some land. I don't know. Whatsoever it was, my grandmother would say, she lived off the interest of whatever he set up for her entire life. Like my entire lifetime, my whole life of knowing my granny, she didn't work. She ain't struggling. I don't even know if she got Social Security check, child. I don't know. All I know is that money was consistent. It was repeatable, predictable. She had money. She had FU money. And I don't know where this money came. I don't know what my granddaddy did. We're going to ask somebody. I can't ask my daddy because he passed away. That's why I started Aquagenuity. But anyway, she lived off the interest. And that's what we all want, is enough money to like just do whatever we want. But here's the problem. We don't actually know what the thing is that's going to bring us to that point. Because somebody in your family has to do this work, okay? You weren't born into wealth. You weren't born into a wealthy family. If you weren't born into a place where just everybody has a business, everybody's out here winning, everybody's just, like, you have to figure it out. And you don't know what that is and what it looks like. So the thing that you need to focus on is not getting the money. It is getting the clarity that brings you the money. Okay. So if they say F you money, we want F you clarity. It is so crystal clear. That's why I over and over again, I'm like, 5-star pitch, do it again, do it again, do it again. Why? Because if you can get so clear on what value it is that you're bringing to the world and your worldview is like, this is what I do. This is how I show up over here in my world. This is what I believe. This is who I help. And this is what it is. This is why you need it. And this is the transformation that you're going to get. Period. If you can show up and do that, it passes what I call the jerk test, right? It makes it so that if you're not rocking with me, you're just not rocking with me. Cool. That means you're not my people. And we're moving on. Like it's no longer a discussion. It's no longer like, well, I don't know. I'm not sure that it's no longer like, well, they actually don't know what I do for real. And they're not sure. So I got to do it again. Let me fix that because they didn't know. No. You're so crystal clear. Shout out to Tracy. Shout out to Tish. Thank y'all for being here. You're so crystal clear on the clarity, the value that you provide. And it's like, you can get with this or you can get with that. You can do whatever you want to do. But over here, this is how we're moving. You have to have that level of clarity. If I can get you to that level of clarity, I promise you on everything on God, okay? You're going to have all the money you want to make. It's the clarity. What makes you different from somebody else that's doing the same thing that you do? What makes your work, your platform, your process, whatever, so distinct, so unique that I want to do it with you and not with anybody else? So you can either invent something. That's what I actually did with Opportunity. Invent something that nobody else in the world even has. Okay. Or you can show up in a way or provide a process or provide a way, a means of communication. Tish, I got a video for you. I'm going to send you a message. I just sent you a message, Tracy, but I'm in my zone. I'm sitting in the seat of all y'all. And I'm like, if I was running your business, this is how I would show up. You got to find something that's so distinct. It's like your fingerprint. Okay, let's talk about snow. Where y'all live in the city? Did it snow the other day for y'all? We got a little snow for like 2-3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like 2-3 hours of snow. And we were like, oh my God, it's gonna be bad. And then it stopped snowing, and then the sun came out and it was over. Like it was over. It was done. I don't know what's going on. This is why I don't trust these people. Because remember 2 weekends ago, they were like, it's the storm of the century. It's the end of America. It's over. The ice is coming. The bomb. And nothing happened. Nothing happened. We cleaned out the stores. We got all the bread, all the eggs, every bit of milk everywhere. And nothing happened. And then it's like, oh, it's snow coming. And then I was like, wait, nobody even said anything. Hold on. And then it snowed for like 2 seconds and it was done. So whatever. But listen. What I'm telling you. Snowflakes. You remember in elementary school? Do y'all remember that? I did it in elementary school. Did y'all do it where you fold up a piece of paper and you cut, and turn it all around, cut, and then you open it up and it's like a snowflake. It makes cool shapes. And they tell us that every snowflake is different. There's no 2 snowflakes that have the same design. And I want you to think about this. Think about snow that's like piled up, snow that's like, I can't get out my house. I can't pull my car out. Like it's too much snow, like snow drifts. I remember the first year at Harvard, my first year at Harvard as a freshman. And I was just like, aha, the devil is alive. What are you talking about? They said it was the worst storm since 1973 or something. And they had snow drifts. Y'all, I'm very tall. I'm 5'9.5". Like I'm model height. Like, and they were like, snow drifts higher than me, like piled up. And so I woke up, I saw that snow, child. I just rolled over and went back to sleep. I was like, what? Class is canceled. I'm from Atlanta. What are we talking about? Ain't nobody go, So I went back to sleep. It was probably like 6 o'clock in the morning. And I went back to sleep. I woke up like say 8 or 9. All my roommates, I have 4 roommates in freshman year. Penny Packer. And everybody gone. I'm like, where everybody at? I look outside. There is a man skiing down the center of the street. That's how much snow there was. He was literally skiing down. And I was like, what is going on? I called my mother. I said, Mommy, I said, you dropped me off up here in the middle of the Northeast in Cambridge, Massachusetts. just outside of Boston on the Charles River. You drop me off up here, mommy, and these people think that it is okay. This level of snow, this amount of snow fall, and they want me to go to class. What are we talking about? And she was cracking up. I said, mommy, no. I was so upset. They went to class. They went on. So this is what I'm telling you. That level of snow, why is it necessary for each snowflake to be unique and distinct? What is the purpose of that? And that's what I want y'all to get to, okay? This is what I want y'all to get to. The snow falls, it piles up, it does the thing, the whole city shuts down, we got to do, salt trucks and whatever, whatever it is, my grandmother said. All of that is going on. But the creator, the God of the universe, where did the snow come from? Is so intentional about the snow that every single snowflake is distinct and unique. You know why that matters? You know why that's important? It's because the joy. I want you to know that people have joy. When they see snow, people see snow, kids see snow. I still do to this day. The snow starts falling, we start running. We get excited. We run outside. We're like, we put our tongue out. We're like, oh my God. Like, it's a thing. Like, it makes us feel something when it snows. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about. This right here. And it's because of the energy, the intentionality, like each and every snowflake. Like, I'm going to make this a thing. Like, even though they're not going to even notice it, but I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do people go crazy? Like Kendrick or like Taylor Swift, like other people, they got Easter eggs inside the work, the art. It's like in the movies, it's like, you didn't see this, go watch it again. Because actually in the background, as they were doing this, also this happened. Like, it's the energy, it's the joy, the presence of doing the work. And it's like, I'm here, I'm a human being, I'm a whole entity. And I'm putting my whole soul, time, energy, effort, focus, attention into this work. And because I'm doing that in this way, I'm making it special. It's got that that secret sauce, that je ne sais quoi, you know what I'm saying? And somebody gonna feel, I need you to feel, are you picking up what I'm putting down? And when you do that, it's different. It's just different. And people don't know us. They don't know why. I don't know why I'm gravitating. I don't know why I love Apple. Like, I will never, ever go back to PC, ever. Tim Cook went to the freaking White House. I met his staff. I didn't meet him. I met his staff, but he shouted me out on Twitter. I'm one of 15 global environmental leaders or whatever. Okay, fine. He literally went to the White House and sat down with Donald Trump at the same night that the man, that everybody mad about, got shot in Minneapolis. He out there hanging out, chilling. They're bowing. He gave him a golden iPhone. Like, there's a lot going on. But still, despite that, because of the legacy, because of the energy that Mr. Steve Jobs put into Apple and the products and the packaging, if y'all are Apple users and you open the thing, everything is for me. It's for me. It's like, oh, you made it easy to open. It's easy. It's awesome. Like, everything's awesome. Everything is awesome. Is that a song? Is that from a movie, the Lego movie? Everything is awesome. I think that's a song. That's a good movie. Y'all should watch it. It's 2 of them or 3. Y'all, it's the intentionality. Like, I will never not use Apple because of that, unless they like come out as purely, evil or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying. We can put our same energy into the work that we do, and people will rock with you. They will, like, I don't know what else we talking about, but all I know for sure is we finna do this right here. Like, I'm doing this. Like, this is in my budget. Like, I'm scheduling time. Like, I'm not doing something else so I could do this. They're gonna show up for your events. They're gonna show up for your meetings. They're gonna read your posts. Y'all, I got an email. It's 3 of them. People, I study this stuff. And you know how you get emails and stuff is going through your thing and it's like, okay, delete, okay, ignore. But there's certain emails, I open them every time. Why? Because every time I open the email, it's like, oh, life just got changed. Life just got different. He just gave me all the 6. He made $750,000 last year on whatever platform it was. And he was like, here are the prompts that I use to tell my chat GPT so I could make the post. Here you go. What are we talking about? Thank you, sir. Yes, yes to that. And I want more of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you show up for your people in a way that makes them feel if they want to feel? Clarity is the channel. Clarity is the channel. Okay. But that's now comes with responsibility, because the more you get clear on what it is you actually stand for, you don't have excuses anymore. You can't be like, oh, I need somebody to put me on. I need a check. I need money to make money. I need this. I need that. I need more time. No, 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 no. It's you. It's all locked in you. Okay. So clarity, when I say clarity, I mean certainty. I mean knowing exactly what the value is and being able to articulate that in a way that isn't, you're not confused. And so people can choose, it is that's for me or it's not for me. Like, it's a very clear signal. That's what happens when you stop editing how you showing up. Like, oh, I don't want to, oh, I don't want people to think, oh, I'm not sure if I, all that dot, 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 shut that down and just show up and shine your light. That's where clarity lives. Okay. But we've been programmed or trained to not do that. Right. So when you get nervous, if you're like, I'm not sure, like your first mind is saying, I should post this, or I like this, or what if I showed up like that on YouTube or whatever platform or whatever. But then your chest tightens, your voice softens, your body starts reacting. And you're like, oh no, I can't do that. So you save it, you bookmark it, you link it somewhere, but you don't actually ever do anything when your intuition is leading you a certain way. You are falling back. That's the clarity. The clarity is on the other side of that. It's your, that's what I mean when I say authenticity. So the same amount of effort that we're now investing in protecting this old version of ourselves. Oh, I'm not sure, I'm corporate, I'm professional, I'm this, I'm that. I'm not sure how people are going to think about me, da 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 da. The same level of energy we're putting into that, my job is to convince you to put it into showing up authentically. It's very uncomfortable because it's new for us. So if you go to the clarity, if you just show up in like a megaphone, like I stand for something, y'all. My LinkedIn post, I gave y'all a prompt yesterday. I'll post it again in a minute. My LinkedIn post is very powerful and it's probably controversial because I'm speaking to, y'all hear me rant about it all the time. People who have big platforms are not speaking to what's actually going on out here in the world because they don't want to mess up their bag. So my LinkedIn post it's directly to the heart of these people. And it's like, how dare you, ma'am, sir? The freedoms, the world that we live in, the freedoms that we all enjoy is because somebody was willing to put themselves on the line. And now you have a platform. You have the ability to raise your voice, to say something, to encourage people, give me some resources, give me a plan for it, do something. And you're acting like it's 1985. You're acting like nothing's going on out here. You're acting like, Michael Jackson's still doing the moonwalk at the thing. Just everything is fine. That's what you're acting like. You don't have nothing to say. You have nothing to say about the collapse of the US dollar, the complete reset of the global financial system. Nothing to say about the possible end of the US democracy as we know it. You don't have nothing to say, but you got 500,000 followers. You got 1 million followers. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. I'm coming for next. But in a way that sounds authentic. It's a way that it's dividing line. And I learned this from all of my mentors. It's like, we don't do lukewarm. The Bible says, you look, you can be hot, you can be cold. But if you lukewarm, the Bible says he will spew you out. Okay. We can't just be in, just don't want to disturb nobody. But I need you to stand for something. I need you to be known for something. So the question becomes, what are you protecting when you don't show up like that? What are you protecting when you just stand vague and just staying normal and just staying cute and quiet in the back? Who's benefiting from you being restrained like that? What version of yourself never gets a vote or a voice? What is that about? What is that? What is that? And so it's going to go back to some limiting belief somewhere in the past, some traumatizing event or something like that. But it's beyond that. The people that need to hear this are not even on here. I hope they watch the replay. It's beyond, whatever happened to you, what somebody said to you. You actually, at this big age, you are now participating. If anything from your past is still holding you back, you are now participating in it. Not because you're weak, you're not broken, and none of that. You have to give up something. You have to let go of the other version of yourself, the version of yourself that is not achieving your goals, the version of yourself that's just like normal and regular out here, the version of yourself that does not have hundreds or thousands or whatever, number of clients or customers based on your business model. That version of yourself has to go away so that you can step into this clarity. And it's I said what I said energy. It's the I'm standing on what I stand on, and that's what I'm going to do. It is that. You can, hey, this is what I'm doing. Now, if you're not with this, that's fine. You go head on. But this is what I'm doing. It's going to cost you something to show up like that. It's going to cost you something to show up smarter and braver and with the clarity about, what you're bringing to the world, what you're bringing to the marketplace. Right? So it's one of two things. If you don't show up like this, that means you're still participating. You're softening your voice. You ask questions instead of stating sentences. You learn how to look uncertain so nobody would attack you or say something because you had certainty. Or you wouldn't get, you wouldn't be sticking out for being right. Okay? That was a protection mechanism. And what I'm trying to tell you is if you get your nervous system in a state where you feel safe right now, you don't have to do that anymore. I'm fine. Everything is fine. Only thing you're going to lose is things that weren't supposed to be there anyway. Let's show up. Stop erasing yourself. Stop silencing your own voice. Let's show up. It doesn't have to be finished. It doesn't have to be complete thought. You don't have to figure it all out. But let's show up. Let's show up. Speak. That silence is waiting on you to speak. This becomes your new identity. Okay. So I'm going to pause because Tracy be asking questions and somebody else might have something to say. So let me pause. I know I just gave a word on today. A word! We can get off right now.
With your LinkedIn, how did that feel? And did you do several companies, one company? What was that flow like? You don't have to say the details because we're all working on ours yet. What was that experience like for someone on your level?
Well, okay, ask me the question. What do you mean? One company, what do you mean?
So you said that you've already started your LinkedIn challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So how did that feel for you? Like that exploration to find the company that you want and then submit something that speaks to them.
Oh, yes. So there's two parts of the challenge, you guys. I'm going to find it and post it for those who weren't here yesterday. But so one part is find 10 companies, 10 brands, 10 whatever people that you would love to work with. Put them on a list and go through this process. Okay, that was one part. The other part is to just make a post about something that you would be scared to talk about normally, but like it's your true authentic voice. So that's the part I did today. And so for that part, it felt great. I mean, I'm kind of a rebel anyway, so it's just like whatever. But because I put it through Chat GPT, my bougie GPT, which is Claude, because I put it through there, it wasn't just me saying, y'all ain't nobody for real, because how dare you sit here and watch what's going on in the world and you're not speaking to it. I didn't do that. It came with some energy that it's like it's even more elevated. I told my Chat GPT, well, bougie GPT, I said, I need you to do this as if, James Baldwin was going in on this point. And I told her all the stuff I wanted to say, and they know my background. I've trained it already and whatever. and I'm like, ready, break. And it came back with something that's really, really powerful, but not, and very much made my point, but was not like just me being like, y'all ain't nobody, because look at what you do. You ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? And that was good for me. That was really good for me. Um, so yeah, it was a good feeling. I'm trying to get y'all the LinkedIn challenge. This is day 33. I need to get day 32. Let me see. Yes. And pull up the LinkedIn perk to give it to you guys. Any other comments or questions before we go on? We got to get to the point of clarity and not being afraid to show up as this version of ourselves. Go ahead.
So my comment is I have been posting stuff, makeup, non-makeup, outside, inside, putting it all out there and, just putting it out there. Yes. So, and I wanted to share that I put something out there because I felt compelled to press record. I did. I put it out there. Somebody shared it. Mm-hmm. People, it was being shared. And I started laughing. I said, why are they sharing that? My hair wasn't done. My makeup wasn't on. And I was like, that's not the point. They shared it.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah, we outside, dog.
I love it.
Outside.
Let's go. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. That people, ain't nobody concerned. Ain't nobody concerned about none of that. Y'all, I get on here. Is my hair done? Like, I need you to understand. Like, there's a lot going on. And then I'd be like, okay, it's 1 o'clock. And I got to do it. And just do it. And it's like, because it's time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just got to do it. We got to do it. We got to do it. Right now, my YouTube is being scanned. How do you say, when somebody goes through your whole situation, by Google right now. Okay, it's fine. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? I can't do nothing with that. I show up as my authentic self. I talk like I talk. It's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that makes me happy, Tish. We're outside, like you said. We're outside. Because you said the key word. You were compelled. You felt compelled. If your intuition is like, you need to say something about this, you need to record something, you need to just do it. How about we just do that and see what happens? I love that. I love that. Oh my God. Because, you do it over time. You're like, okay, I want to show up like this. I want it to be like that, like that. Like, we can polish it and do all that later. But the most important thing is getting emotion. And like you said, people are sharing it. They felt what they needed to feel. And they're like, somebody else, I need to tell my friend, my sister, my homegirl about this. And they shared it. That is beautiful. You get an engagement, all the things. I love that. I love that. Anybody else? Oh, Desta is here, y'all. Aha! Wait a minute. Shout out to Desta. I'm pausing for the rest of eternity. Every time Desta come on, I'm going to do a whole commercial. Shout out to Desta. Desta's in the building. Okay. Anybody else got something to say? I'm trying to pull up this LinkedIn thing. Okay. So the first thing I said was we need to post one thing that feels a little too unprofessional. Just a little bit. Not inappropriate or offensive, but just like, that's what I really wanted to say, but I didn't say it, but I should have said it type energy. I need y'all to post that this week. And then we're also going to, let's see if I can put this in the chat. Then I'm going to, we're also going to be reaching out to 10 companies who we want to work with. And like tell them, not like pitch anything, but just be like, hey y'all. Okay, it's too long to put in the chat, so I got to make a document or whatever. Y'all give me 1 second. I just want to make sure people who were not here yesterday can still get the energy. Hold on. I made this prompt, but for some reason, the part about reaching out to companies is not on here. Well, anyway, y'all go back and listen to yesterday. Let me do it like this. Okay. Boom. Copy. Boom. Okay. If you online, you winning. If you streaming, you winning. And boom. There you go. And here you go in Zoom. They said that was too long, so boom. There you go. That's like a prompt for you to post on LinkedIn this week. Like, let's go. Like, we got to make people feel something. You gotta show up as your authentic self, because just like the snow, just like snowflake, every single thing you do, it matters. Every single moment of it means something to people. Okay. So y'all go back and watch, because I think I went off about the snow, the little 2 seconds of snow we had yesterday. I think that was pretty powerful. All right. So let's get into it. Let's get back into it. Okay. So I want you guys to embrace, to have the courage, the boldness, nay, the audacity, okay, to show up with clarity. I said what I said. I'm standing on that, and that's what it is. And what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Okay. If that becomes an identity, then it will become a reflex. That would be a voice that it pierces all the noise of social. It's like, how do I get seen on social? How do I make somebody pay attention to my post? Da, 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 da. Like, I'm paying these people thousands of dollars. And you know what they say at the end of the day? They're like, who you talk to? Who's that one person you talking to? And the clarity. What is it that makes them stop? The hook, the thing that's like, oh, you reach into something they were already on, and you like, you know how ... And they're like, yeah. You're like, let's talk about it. They're in. They're already in. And then just give me some value after that, and you're winning. Like, what are we talking about? This is not difficult. The problem is us. We don't want to show up as our authentic self. We don't want to show up and like we're concerned about what somebody we used to work with, 12 years ago in corporate is going to say on LinkedIn. Like, why do we care what Bob has to say about it? Like, it's time for us to show up, y'all. It's time for us to show up. Your family needs you. The world needs you. Let's go. Let's go. Again, I say, Desta is a great example. I'm trying to tell you that I almost bankrupted Aquagenuity because I had a fake version of what Desta is offering to the world right now with his Avengers, his crew of, C-suite level minds that could come in and help us start up, with all these different roles and responsibilities. I had a fake one. I had somebody come in and talk about what they can do. Da, 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 da. I'm talking about, I pay market rate. I don't play. If I hire somebody, I'm paying you the same money you would have made in Seattle, or the same money you would have made in Silicon Valley or Boston or whatever. Like, I pay, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay. You on payroll, you all the way in. And when I tell you they did not provide the value that they were hired to bring, they did not perform not one of the duties that I hired them to do. They did not produce a piece of work product that I could actually use and take it back to the marketplace, take it back to Apple. It was a $25 million deal with Apple. They fumbled the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, the level of incompetence was so high. But they were just out here talking, do it. Yeah, I can do it. Blah, 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 all of that. Desta, the world needs you. There are entrepreneurs, startup founders. There are people out here doing, they got the download. And it's like, oh my God, I got this thing. What do I need to do? Oh my God, I don't know. They don't know. They haven't worked in corporate. They're too young. They don't have a corporate background. Okay. They don't have a network where it's like, okay, I'm gonna call somebody and they can tell me how to put this together. They don't know. So the work that y'all do coming in and being fractional COOs and CMOs and CFOs and CTOs and all the rest of it, this is how we change the world. The world needs you, Desta. So if you're not showing up, I'm not saying you're not, because I purposely don't go on none of y'all social medias. I don't know what y'all doing unless you send it to me. I don't know. I'm not looking at your LinkedIn. I don't know. But if you were not showing up on LinkedIn, if you're not talking about this, if you're not talking about that gap and how you can fill the gap and telling stories and case studies and talking about problems out here and things that are happening in current events and why it matters now more than ever and what startup founders need to do in the face of AI and all the things, if you're not showing up like that, there's a whole family. I need you to understand that me being successful with Aquagenuity change my family tree. My great grandkids, who are not even thought of yet, as my mother would say, are going to be wealthy because I was able to crack this code. You, sir, are responsible for little babies that have not been born yet. You got to get the founders together so they can get the company together, so they can get the money and get the thing, go in the thing, and then sell, do the thing, and then sell the company. And then now we're wealthy. We got $100 million, we got $55 million, and everybody's fine. It's on you, sir. You have a responsibility to show up for these people. And that's for every single one of us. Like, we can't be hiding no more. We can't be playing in the background. We can't just be like, oh yeah, it's fine. No. This is a calling. This is a calling. Whatever it is that you're doing, it's a calling. Whether that's just to make enough money so your family can be secure for what's coming, or whether that's for, you changing generations, or some combination thereof. This is a calling. We got to show up. We have to show up. But in order to do that, you got to get clear. So I need you to stop all the noise and all the programming in the background. All of the, oh boy, you said you were gonna, it's been 6 months and you still haven't, all of that, shut it down. That silence right there, that's where it is right there. I need you to do that. Find it. And then when that voice tells you, whatever that thing is, it tells you to do, I need you to do it. Stop playing. Don't play with it. I need you to do it. Okay? Got to get in motion. We got to get in motion. All right. So now, if you keep avoiding your clarity, there's a voice in there. You got to tune your ear to that sound. Okay? But if you keep ignoring it and going away from it and listening to others' noise and stuff like that, okay, what's going to happen is you're dulling your own senses, right? You become less discerning, less clear. There's more static now. My friend won a Grammy last night, y'all. Is that wild? I mean, that's the second time that no, that's the third time. Well, no, I've had multiple friends win a Grammy, but my friend won a Grammy last night. Yay for them. You have you start dimming your own light, okay, when you refuse to show up in clarity. It's like buffering. It's like the buffering thing. You know how you try to click on something and it's just like the circle and it's buffering. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I need to know, why are we dimming our own light? I want to know why, for real. That's a real question.
Of fear.
What are we scared of?
Well, I mean, you dim your, I don't know. Okay, so let me go back. So if you were the smart kid in the classroom, right? If you were the one that wore glasses, or you stood out, right, as your younger self, and your younger self wasn't accepted because of those qualities, that character, whatever, and you were, picked on, bullied, or whatever. If you haven't healed from that, I'm no psychologist or anything like that, but, just going back in my own mind, if you're like, yeah, when I showed up in all my greatness, somebody felt some kind of way and decided to attack that. So maybe, I don't show up in my greatness because I don't want to receive that same negative attention. And so the fear of being attacked, or what I mean, like the fear of receiving some type of negative response from your greatness could be a cause for saying, yeah, maybe, cool it down a little bit. Don't do that, because unfortunately somebody else's ego can't handle, your greatness. I'm just saying. I'm going back on
pretty
mute.
good.
I want to piggyback on that
Go
one.
ahead. Okay.
It's deep because there's one thing when you are living a mediocre life or you're not trying your best on someone disses you or tries you, like, I wasn't even trying anyway, so it don't make a difference. That wasn't really my real thing. It's not like they're dissing the essence of who I am, but when you try and you get dissed or someone says that wasn't all that, or someone says you were wrong, or what I mean, it's like when you try and someone insults you, now you really try. But when you weren't trying, you weren't invested anyway. So I definitely understand what that is.
Wow. That's pretty deep, y'all. That's pretty deep. So yeah, we gotta rise. It's time to rise. Ain't nobody got time. We actually literally don't have time. Like, I don't know what to say about it. Like, we gotta find it. We gotta figure it out because there's no more time. So yeah, I think it comes back to evaluating or reevaluating who we are, like how we see ourselves, and versus how we're valuing other people outside of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna share this our daily thing, our resource list with everybody. It's about valuing yourself independently of what somebody else thinks about you. I mean, entrepreneurship is a spiritual act. It's also a public act, right? You're deciding to do something in front of other humans, so you kind of have to have the fu energy. It's like the detached energy that I talk about. It's the I'm not concerned. I wrote a whole song that's I don't care. That's the chorus. I don't care what you think about me. I don't know how to play it. I will play it for y'all, but I'm not set up for this. I'll play it one day. Because they asked me to write a song for Rihanna. And this was the song that we came up with. And then they were like, who is this on the record? You need to stay on the record. And they tried to sign me. That was how these record deals kept coming, because I was writing songs for other people. And when I tell you, little 9-year-old girls got their whole life, they found the energy. It was like, I don't care what you think about me. Listen, we have to get to a point where we're not concerned. I am not concerned. This happened when I started Aquagenuity, y'all. So when I'm telling the vision of what we're going to do, listen, we're going to tell you what's in this water. Like, we're going to have monitors everywhere. Do you know the reason why they can do air quality? If you have an iPhone, you go on the weather app and you scroll down a little bit, and it has an air quality index. The company that did that, we got the same award at the same time at NASA Research Park in Silicon Valley. And they're from Israel. And they were purchased in October of 2023 for $250 million. They have dozens of competitors. And that's how much they're worth, because they have better interfaces and so forth and so on. The same thing that they do for air, we do for water. Here's the difference. There are weather stations everywhere, all over churches and universities and hospitals everywhere, where the airports, and they're collecting atmospheric data in real time. So anybody can go out there and pull that data and then do whatever they want to do. Literally, there are dozens of companies that do air quality indexes like that. This data does not exist for water quality. So my audacious plan was, we're going to do it for water. So we started with baseline data from the EPA. It's not enough. It's not enough. Kendrick won all them Grammys yesterday. It's not enough. So we get that baseline data, but that's not going to tell you what's happening in your neighborhood. It's not going to tell you what's happening at your school, at your office, at your house. And so we then created an army called the Guardians of H2O. We then partnered with Captain Planet Foundation. So we got kids at schools all over, everywhere, all over, where they just go and get the data and do this and do that and collect all the data. And that feeds this model. I didn't know that I invented a machine learning. I didn't know it was AI when I invented the algorithm. Okay, it's single layer perceptron. You put it in there, and based on this, it could predict what's in your water. Real-time water quality monitoring. Never been done before. Nobody ever does that. And so that's what I stood on. I was like, listen, we're going to make real-time water quality monitoring possible for the first time in human history. And everybody was like, you can't do that. What do you mean? You're not in the water. I said what I said. I stood on it. That's what I mean by clarity. I can't be concerned. that somebody feels like, oh, this is too much, or somebody feels like, oh, you can't do that, or somebody feels like, oh, that's impossible, or somebody feels like, oh, who are you to do that? Or we tried it for years. Coca-Cola said it. Moen, the largest faucet company in North America, said it. Multi-billion-dollar companies were like, well, we tried to do that. We had a whole team. They tried for 2 years. They couldn't figure it out. Well, I figured it out. How about that? How about that? I said what I said. And from that place of clarity, everything else happened in my business. I need y'all to get to that place of clarity. What are you standing on? What do you stand for? What is it? What is the worldview? The level of clarity that you bring is going to determine the amount of money and the speed with which you make said money. It's going to collapse. When I say collapse time, that's what I'm talking about. It's the clarity. It's like, oh, possibly I could be, you're in the energy, you're floating around. It's, it's an abstract thing. It could happen, blah, blah, blah. When we get to that clarity, it's like, all right, I post it, we go, it's done. People respond, we're moving. Hey, it's happening. She got the thing that it's clear. The clarity is what makes the motion go fast. That's how you get to the speed of money. I want you guys to get to the speed of money. Okay? Clarity does not make you better, okay? You already had it. You already had the glimpse. You had an idea. You had a spark of intuition. Something came to you in a moment in the night. Whatever, however you got to whatever you're doing. You saw a vision. You were in the back of the church. You had something happen. You were there. You were already there. Clarity is not going to make that any better. What it does is it makes you present. When I say the place is always here, the time is always now. If you show up like that, where it's, hey, the clarity, then people have to adjust around you like a tree. Listen, I'm here. I'm standing. I'm planted. Listen, y'all can do what you want to do. I'm right here. I'm here. I'm rooted. I'm grounded. Hey, those who need, I'm an oak tree. Those who need oak, you come right here. I'm here. That's where the money resides. You can't be like, okay, I'm not sure, oh, I'll try a little something. Oh, I think about it. Being present. That's the one thing that's what activates this mirror. When I say reality, how much money you got and how many people are coming to you and all that, it's a mirror. It's mirroring your energy. So when this is what it is, then everything has to adjust and align with that. So we don't have time to be worried about what the people said in high school and in elementary school, child. We don't have time to be listening to family members who've never built anything. They've never built anything from scratch. Why would you listen to that? I don't think this going. How do you know? You've never done anything. You've never built anything. Why are you letting somebody tell you? Don't you even try to tell me what I can't do. Why? Because I don't even hear you. Y'all, we need a soundtrack. We don't have time. Okay, so if you want money to flow like consistently and like I don't have to question it, then you have to show up consistently with no question marks in your energy. We can also close on that note, but I've got 31 minutes. Okay, so you hear what I said? If you want your money flowing consistently with no question marks, then you, ma'am, you, sir, have to show up with no question marks, no pauses in your energy. I need clarity. I need you to, I said what I said, and that's what I said. Popeye the Sailor Man. That's it. Done. And then do it again the next day and do it again. Every day. Come on, Tish. Every day. Y'all, stop playing. So we got to get to the number. I want your money flowing. I want $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. I want you, I just cracked $1 million last year. Oh my God. Like we need other problems. I need a trust attorney. Dog, do you have a good trust attorney that I can call? Dog, who should be setting up my infinite banking so that I can, we need to be having those conversations. I need y'all asking me those types of questions. thought, where do you put all this money? It's too much money. I can't just be leaving. You know, the guy, I think he passed away, the one that passed away from Friends. It was famously, well, when I was a financial advisor, when I worked for Morgan Stanley and UBS, they were telling us about this. He literally, you know, like Friends, they would get like $1 million an episode or something crazy like that by the end of their run. And he literally had like $10 million in like his personal like Truist, you know, like your down the street bank account. He just had all the money sitting in the checking account. And it was like, what should I do with all this money? Like, I don't know what to do. These are the questions that I want you guys asking me. I want us when I say outside, I mean, you are so consistent. I'm telling you, when you start showing up consistently, everything has to rearrange around you. And that comes from a place of clarity. Clarity. What are you standing for? That's why I'd be like, tell me your pitch. Tell me what you do. Da, 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 da. And most of y'all still are working on that. And that's okay. But that's why it's so important. Okay. We want to get to the point where money is no longer a constraint. It just becomes like a thing. Like we're just checking in every day. Just, oh, I can buy the second house now. Oh, I can buy my mom a house now. Oh, I can invest in this thing I said I was going to do. Now I could totally do it. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. But we got to get the energy right first. If you get the energy right first, your money is never going to be a problem. Never going to be a problem. What exactly would you be doing if money was not an issue? What would you build? What would you create? What would you be working on? How would you spend your days? What problem would you be solving? Go ahead.
Right now, I'm under the weather, so I go to Spa Land for the next week and a half. Spa Land and J. Jude, I'll be getting massages.
For real? That's cool.
Okay, I would not wash my own back. Every time I needed to take a shower, one of those Asian people would come and just bathe me and rub me down all day.
Jajun is the one that's open 24 hours in it.
Yes, it is.
That they be getting people in trouble, child, because apparently there's a group of women who are just like telling their husband, "Oh, I'm going to the all-night spa." They don't be going to the spa, child. It's a whole.
Oh no, not that part.
It's a whole thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a mess. It's a mess out here. But listen, this is what I'm saying. That's your life. So from that energy, let's say you were getting the massages and doing all this and doing all that. Then when you come home, what would you be creating in the world? How would you be showing up in the world?
Well, I would be happy because, you know, listening to you, I've been smiling and laughing, and people are calling me asking for services. Like even this call that just came in, it's like things are happening because I'm okay. I don't feel desperate. I feel like the sister just called him like, I was just thinking about you. She's like, I need mindfulness from you. I'm running for state office. I need mindfulness. I need yoga. I need all of that. And I'm like, damn. So it's like, I feel like this happy energy that you're creating as we come in every day at 2:00 is just setting us up. Like, I love when you say, ain't nobody got time. Like that's the t-shirt. Like all that shit we've been dealing with, ain't nobody got time. Like get up and do what we got to do. So I'm excited.
I love that. I'm telling you, you changed the radio station. You changed the television station. You're on a different frequency. Your phone gonna ring differently. You're gonna get different emails. You're gonna get different opportunities. I'm telling you.
Okay. So yeah. So this Saturday, after I had posted another something or other, I'm not every day, not yet, but I'm hitting it almost every other day or something like that. But my phone rang Saturday for listings and buyers, and these were people who, one was somebody I knew who's no longer in the business and is trusting me with their, past client. And then someone else was from out of state calling like, hey, want you to work with somebody in the city, and these were just random out the blue. Yes. And I thought about you. I said, the phone is ringing. Like, yes. I am outside. I'm not every day, not yet, but I'm out there. And so the phone is ringing. So testament to it, doll. Thank you.
I love it. Y'all, come on. This is what I'm talking about. I want us all the way outside because that's where the money resides. You know what I'm saying? I want us in the energy. I want us just tapped in. And so I'm here to reinforce that. I'm here to normalize that. I want to normalize. We're not waiting on a check. We're not waiting on, an investor. We're not waiting on something outside of ourselves to happen. We are rising. And as we rise, the money is energy. If I shift my energy, then everything has to follow. It has to. It's not a question mark. It's not maybe. It has to follow. And then when intuition is speaking, you're getting an impulse. Let me call this person. Let me do this thing. Let me go over here. Let me do that. It's going to work. Or it's going to open up something that you didn't know was on the other side of that phone call or that relationship or whatever. Like we've got to normalize this part. Go, Tracy.
I was thinking about what you said yesterday about if we had to think of 10 people in our lives that we're doing like lives and that we're going on social media, as saturated as we think the market is, you're right, there isn't. Like, I'm like trying to think, well, I know my cousin is doing that, but she's not really on like that. She's just putting up a picture, like, come to my event. She's not really like that. And I'm thinking about other people, but no one's really coming on with their authentic self. It is a revolution to come on. And I was looking at myself at the gym today, and I'm not talking, I'm just showing people that, I call it like, it's not yoga yet, it's yoga. It's like, I want to show people, like, I lift a lot of weights and I just be showing, but I'm like looking at myself, I'm like, dang, just me doing this shows me that I have confidence in what I'm doing. I didn't even realize just me putting this out. And sometimes I fall. Sometimes I'll be jumping up on a box and I fall and I don't edit it. I just leave it. But I think it shows people like just me doing this, it makes me feel like, okay, I can do this. And I was like, this is what Doll is talking about. It's building that confidence little by little.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that. Y'all, we're about to normalize success over here. It's different over here. Over here. Okay, I love it. Okay, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a story, and then I'm gonna give you an exercise, and then we're gonna go. All right. So there's this author. I mean, he's a white guy. It's whatever. So his name is Vonnegut, Kurt Vonnegut. Okay, he actually used to work for. He's like a famous author or something in certain circles. But in the 20s and 30s, he worked for General Electric, GE. He had a little job, little salary, got the benefits, do all that. He was actually making more money than his parents at the time. This was back in the 50s, I think, 50s and 60s. But at nighttime, he's writing novels. He showed up to work, did what he had to do, and get home, he'll write. He's working on his novels. Okay. So then he set a goal. He said, when I have enough money, I will quit, and so I'll be able to be a full-time author. So he had a number. He said, if I get to 1 year's worth of salary from GE, if I had that saved in the bank, then I'd be cool. So he started selling like short stories. He sold a story or a book to, people got a couple, this is 50s now. So $750 or $1,000 is a lot of money. So he sold one, he sold the second one, he sold the third one. Okay. By the end of the 1950 whatever, he had enough money. It was more than a year's worth of salary. And shout out to Janita, she's not here. She has replaced her corporate income in the past year working in the dollhouse, doing the stuff I've been putting in there. And so she was able to like be okay. So shout out to her. She's in the comic club. But this man, Kurt, he hit his number. Okay. So he kept showing up, kept doing the thing. He was writing press releases. He was doing all the stuff at work. But he hit the number and still didn't quit his job. This is my point of the story. Because he said, okay, when I hit this number, I'm gonna quit. But he didn't feel like he could leave his job. Because he didn't give himself permission to not be that version of himself and come in over here and do this thing. Be this person now. He didn't believe he deserved it and all of that. Okay. So then he stayed in the job until it was like draining him. And then the next year, he just woke up one day and he quit his job. Because he was like, hold on. I know what to do. I have the path. I'm selling. It's working. I just need to go all in. And he just woke up and like, okay, resignation. And it wasn't about the money in the bank. It wasn't about, some guarantee or whatever. He just had a moment of clarity. Wait a minute, I can do this. I can do this. I'm already doing it. The evidence is here. It's clear. And so he stopped thinking of it as a side project or something that I'll do one day, someday, and it became his actual today identity. And he devoted himself to writing these books and doing all of that. And he became, if you Google this man, one of the most lauded writers in American history in the 20th century. All because of that moment of clarity. Like, he could have just kept selling little short stories here and there to different magazines and stuff. And he was like, hold on. This is who I am now. I'm showing up like this now. This is what I'm doing. He had a moment. And I need you guys to have that moment, because everything else is going to flow from that. Your money's coming from that. Your future clients are coming from that. Listen, I can't wait to tell y'all the update with the Google thing and some other stuff that's in the works. I can't wait. Because the level of clarity that I have and what I'm putting out, it's like, listen, they're having a conversation right now. I got an email this morning. I told you, they're literally having meetings about me in their organization. They're trying to figure out, okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Why isn't anybody else showing up like this? We need to set a new standard now for our coaches, because what's going on over here? What is this right here? I'm putting my stamp, like every snowflake, you know what I'm saying? Listen, who is that? They're going to say, who is that? And what she got going on? I don't care where you see me, it's going to be like, hold on. Who is that? I need to save that, like that, follow up with that. I need to research that. What's going on here? That comes from a place of clarity. Clarity breeds confidence. The confidence is what opens the door for connection. And connection is the birthplace of all currency. Okay? We got to get the clarity. It can't be, oh yeah, I want to do this, but da da da. Yeah, I want to be this way sometimes, but also da da da. Yeah, I want to be outside, but I'm still hiding. Like, no more. When you shift your energy, everything gets different. Okay. So here we go. You're stuck because you don't have clarity. If you feel stuck, this is a clarity issue. So let's get to the clarity. So when I say, what do you do? Who do you serve? I help this kind of person do this kind of thing so they can go from this problem state to this solution state. You should be able to tell me that. Can anybody try that? Anybody want to tell me who you serve, what you do? I need clarity. I want to hear the clarity. If we're still working on it, let's work on it. I particularly want to hear Desta do it. Okay.
I think I could do it.
You think you can do it? You want to try? Go ahead.
I wrote something on the group that I respond to. If your mind is your enemy and you're taking it out on your body, then let me teach you yoga. Anyway.
I like that. I do. Let's build on that. Let's work on that.
Okay.
So what does that mean to you? What does that mean to you?
That means that most diseases are psychosomatic. It starts in the mind. And a lot of our cravings and stuff that we think that we need and how it affects our body. Like, we're so quick to say that this is in our DNA, which means is out of my hands. And I want to put the power back in people's hands so that they can change and know that it is up to them.
I would say that. I would literally say that, because here's why. The job, when I say clarity, it's also about meeting people where they are. And I want you to understand that 99% of people don't know what you just said. They don't know that is psychosomatic. Okay. So you got to meet them where they are. They're like, oh, I'm having this issue. Oh, I'm struggling with this. Oh, I have this problem. Oh, I got this health issue. Oh, I'm stressed out, whatever. But they're not thinking like, oh, I have some agency to do something about it. So that's where they are, is where you start the conversation. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then they'll follow you from there.
Okay, I can do that.
Mm-hmm. So we're not, the problem with, like, Super Bowl commercials, like, it's coming up. The problem with all of that, we watch TV, we see people, companies doing ads and stuff like that. We can't talk like that. They already have a narrative that everybody knows about them. They already, you've already been in the energy of Mercedes-Benz or Cadillac or whatever that is. And so now they're just like reinforcing that. But when you're starting the first conversation, initially, You have to be right where somebody is. And then they're like, oh, they recognize it as something familiar. And then you're like, yeah, but did you know? Then you create the gap. That gap is where the value lives. You're like, yeah, you're doing it like this. And I understand. We've been there. Everybody's been there. But did you know this? Boop. Then you make a gap. And they're like, oh, so now that, what? Motion. Because now I want to be over there where you at. Nobody told me that. I didn't know about that. That's money, y'all. That's money. If I can retrain your brain to hear the sound of money, I am the sound of money in your ear. If I could train you to understand what I'm saying right now, we won't have any more money problems. Okay. All right. So let me see. I want to get to an assignment. Any questions? Did anybody try the LinkedIn besides me? Because I'm about to do it. I'm about to post mine right now. I wrote it though. Anybody got questions about showing up? Anybody going through something while they're showing up? Breakthroughs or challenges about showing up? Tish phone is ringing. Tracy phone is ringing. What y'all got going on? Shout out to Alfreda. How y'all doing? What y'all doing? How y'all doing?
So I just printed out the LinkedIn assignment for this week, so I can't speak to it right now, but we'll definitely get on it. And I am trying to post everywhere: LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. So it's all, trying to show up in those spaces. So we'll work on it.
Very good. Very good. And the more we lean in, y'all, I got so many tools and frameworks, but I know that the energy shift is a big part. So this is day 33. We're 1/3 of the way through this 100-day challenge. I think we're at the point where I can start giving y'all very tactical things to apply to your business, and it's going to be amazing. But without the energy shift, none of it works. And without the focus on actual humans every day, doing the big 5 every day, it doesn't work. So that's good. I love that you're showing up, and I'm gonna help you keep honing that. I'm paying thousands of dollars to coaches. I got a Substack coach, a LinkedIn coach, a YouTube coach, an email newsletter coach, as a podcast coach, and something else. It was one more, and a public speaking coach. And I'm bringing all of that stuff to you guys. But if the energy doesn't shift, none of what I say matters. So just know that you're in the right place. If you're outside, I'm going to help you do that in a way that's powerful and profitable. I'm going to give you the exact prompts to use to write your email sequences and all that kind of stuff. So stick with me every day at 2:00.
I have a question about the energy shift.
Yes.
Once, if we're thinking about energy like a ladder in these different levels, when we're shifting energies, should we have something to cement our new energy before we keep moving forward, just so that we can, I don't know if it's reflect or it's just to make sure the foundation of that energy is set and we don't go back?
That's a good question. You can do that. I would maybe do that. Maybe think about that. In this way, like when you have clarity about what your new identity is, part of that is not only an elevation, it's actually crystallizing. You can see clearly what the old version of you was. You can see what you were actually doing, how you were actually showing up. And then you're saying, okay, I used to say, oh, this is my best, or I used to think that was safe, but now I'm moving to something else. It's a very you have to be intentional to make this kind of shift. And so, yeah, if you want to, journal about it, or, create some kind of markers so that you can see when you're maybe slipping back into the old habits and things like that. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Clarity actually grounds you. It makes you face reality. It's like, wow, I'm shrinking myself. Wow, I'm being small. Wow, I'm not doing everything I can do. Because, if you say, I'm doing everything I know to do. No, you're not. No, you're not. And it's like, when are you going to own that, face that, and own that? It's nobody calls you on that, but that's my job. So That's what I'm doing. Because you might be the brightest, the smartest, the fastest in your group, in your family, in your in your world. But there's so much more. Like, why are we operating on 35%, 45% of our greatness? We need all of it. We need all the greatness. You know what I mean? So I want us to be okay with feeling that, and be okay with saying there's more, and I'm ready to do more. I'm ready to be this version of myself. And so, yeah, if you want to mark that, I think that'd be powerful. You probably know how to do a ritual and all that. I don't know, but I think that would be really powerful.
Okay, I think that's good. And last night I also went live, even though I wasn't feeling well. I just did a live on like nasal irrigation and how to clean out your nasal passages, to teach them in real time what do I do when I'm sick. So I thought that was useful, even though I was sneezing. It wasn't feeling so well on the live. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna show up anyways. And it was rather fun, but at the same time, it was you, because you're on here every day at 2:00. So I'm like, okay, she's showing up. So let me just make sure I'm doing my part. So yeah, I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. And clarity is actually brings you back into your body. That's good for you, Tracy. Think about it this way. When you have clarity, it centers you. It's like, okay, I'm here. This is what's real for me. And I'm not gonna clarity is you refusing to agree with the illusion. It's refusing to agree with what somebody else said about you, refusing to agree with any limitation, anything that shrinks you. Like, why can't you have all the clients you need today?
No, I agree with that. And I've been seeing things coming to fruition in the last couple of days, that I'm realizing that everything that comes is for our benefit, even the things that feel like stumbling blocks. And we all say it, but it's like when it's happening in real time, I'm like, okay, now I know even better what I want now. This is even juicier than I thought it was going to be, because of this mishap that made this the now thing that I could do better. So I'm getting that more now, and I'm allowing that to be in other places, not just circumstantial to where it happened, but now even before it happens, other places. I'm like, this is good. This is exactly what I need right now. So I'm getting that more now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we got 7 minutes, you guys. So when I was maybe 12 or 13, I have a lot of gifts. Scripture says, to whom much is given, much is required. I have a lot of gifts. So one of my gifts is I'm a writer. And I remember I was like 12 or 13 years old. And my dad, he was in my life, but it was weird. I can't explain that. It's a whole nother episode. But this is one of the times when he was in our lives, but he had just like popped up or whatever. He wasn't like there, and then he was there, and it was like, oh, everything's normal now. Like, we're back. Like, hey, we back. And I started articulating what I thought I wanted to do, or at least honestly, I was discovering my gifts. I didn't know at the time. I was still scared to sing in front of people at that time. I hadn't even started singing. So I'm like 12 or 13. And I told him, I think one day, like, I don't know what we were talking about. And I was like, yeah, I think I want to, one day I want to write a book or do, be a writer or do some stuff like that. And mind you, y'all, my first book is it's done. It's coming out. Y'all gonna get it first. But when I was at Harvard, I wrote a novel, and I gave the intro, the preface, or the first chapter, or however you say that. I was taking a class on Afro-American literature of the 20th century. And my professor is like world renowned, right? And I went to office hours and I printed out, a copy of it. It was like a short story, basically, but it was the intro to the book, and however long it was. And I printed it out, stapled it, and I took a copy in there. And I said, I just want you to take a look this time, what you think, whatever. I don't even know why I set this up. And I sit down, and he's reading it, right? He's going through the papers, and he's literally reading in this total silence for like 10 minutes. And he reads it. He gets to the end. He goes back. He reads it again. Literally. So I'm just sitting there like, okay, oh my God. okay, wow. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Reads it again. And then he looks up at me. He says, can I make a copy of this? And I'm like, yes, question mark. He ended up putting me on the syllabus. This is Afro-American literature of the 20th century. It's like James Baldwin. Like, no, it's like Zora Neale Hurston, Richard Wright, James Baldwin, Toni Morrison, and then me. Like, I had to give a lecture, like at Harvard. Yeah, it was wild. And my peers are like asking questions. Like, it was like, you know, and then somebody offered me a book deal out of that. I didn't take the book deal. But I'm just saying, I have a gift as a writer, which I knew when I'm 12. So I told my dad, I think I want to be a writer. You know, I don't know. How do we know? I don't know what form that's going to take in my life. I do now, but I didn't know. And I told him that. You know what he said to me? He said, well, I don't see how you're going to make no money doing that. And guess what that did to my little 12-year-old heart? It made me retreat. It made me pull back instead of standing on, this is what I'm going to do. Even though I was getting signals like Mr. O, and I'll never forget my English teacher, like, I'm winning. I'm a winner. As a writer, I'm winning. Like, there's other stuff I could do. Later, I learned that I wasn't afraid to sing. And when I sing, like, it's a problem. Like, I didn't know. But this is a gift. But I pulled back. It's like a turtle in the shell. I went back because I didn't feel safe. And what I want to say is kind of like what Tish was saying, you know, in childhood, whatever we were doing, whatever happened to where we were trying to show up and shine, and we got some kind of negative input that made you hide. We need to cut all that out. Maybe it was corporate. Maybe like, I can't be outside. I can't be showing up like this. I can't be talking crazy because, you know, I got to keep my job, and, you know, you got to have an image, you know, maybe it's society or whatever. But right now, when you choose, when you stand, when you're like, okay, I'm an entrepreneur now, I'm responsible for my future. I'm about to make all the money. I'm going to get all this money so I can do what I need to do for me and my family. We finna be all right. This is a choice that you're making. So you got to reprogram your brain so that your hippocampus is not seeing this as danger, confusion, and your amygdala doesn't want to, like, you know, hide because it's not safe to just be all the way out there like that, right? We need to reprogram our brain so that your prefrontal cortex doesn't shut down. Every time I say do something that's outside of your comfort zone, you're like, oh, no, right? So that's my job. I'm here to help you to make sure that you're not showing up like that anymore. Does that make sense? Because it's not happening consciously, it's subconscious. And we gotta reprogram that. So you don't, every time you have an idea, intuition speaks, and then you're like, abort. Intuition telling you to do something, you're like, oh, yeah, oh, I could never do. And then you let it go. These are $1 million ideas that are coming through your mind. It's coming through your mind. It's like, ooh, you see something, you're like, oh, that could be, and you're like, and then you shut it down. That's you doing that. You're doing that. What happens if you just follow through? Do y'all know that's what aquagenuity was? It was just a thought. It was a fleeting thought. Like, well, why can't we just go in the app and just put it in the zip code and know what's in the water? Like, what? Why are we going through? I mean, we got time. They can tell me who's going to win next year's Super Bowl probability. They got data and analytics for that. Why we can't use it for the water? Isn't this more important? But that could have just been a passing thought, y'all. But I took said thought and turned it into this. Like, everything that you are so valuable and so powerful. You got to protect that brilliance and that energy. That zone of genius. You can't let anybody come in there and mess with you. You just gotta go. It's like, oh, I'm not together. Oh, my hair's not done. Oh, I don't look like I want to look. Oh, I don't gain so much weight. Oh, I don't. Go. Because on the other side of that is everything that you want, everything you need. You're what your family is waiting for. You will change your family tree. It's you. You're the chosen one. It's you. You're the golden child. What do you want me to tell you? You're not a black sheep. You're not weird. You're not a problem. You're going to save your entire family by getting it together And they're gonna be like, I don't know how she did that, girl, but I'm so glad she did, because America's crumbling. It's crumbling. It's crumbling. So when we got to make a move, we got to get out the way, and we got to leave these major cities, or we got to leave the country, or whatever. And you're like, it's fine. Everybody come this way. They're gonna be like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like, you are gonna change your family tree. So I'm gonna let y'all go. Listen, anytime you feel that old voice, that old identity creeping in, I need you to get clear. When you say, I don't know, I'm not sure, I can't do that, just pause. And then ask yourself, do I actually not know? Is it actually impossible, or am I just scared? Most of the time you're scared. What is fear? Fear is focusing emotional energy and attention on a reality that you do not desire. So you're still looking at the past version of you. You're still looking at, she can't do that. I'm not the one to do that. What if nobody listens to me? And I need you to stop looking at that and focus over here and think about the one person that's going to see this video that is going to help them. Think about the one person that's going to see this content that you're putting out and it's going to benefit them, and focus on that and give them your attention, give them your energy, and do that every freaking day. That's what we're doing. Okay. So number one, notice the pattern. If your brain starts, going back, just notice the pattern and interrupt it. Number two, change the narrative. So instead of saying what I don't know, I'm not sure, I don't know, say what you know. What do I want to do? What I want is this. And what the next step I need to do is this. Like, literally say that to yourself. Reprogram yourself. And that's where clarity is formed. Okay. So instead of saying, oh, no, I'm not sure, interrupt that pattern and come over here and say, okay, what I know that I want is this. The outcome that I'm looking for is this. The value is this. And the next step, the next thing I need to do, or what I need to say, what I want to say is this. Because whatever comes out of that moment, then I'm telling you, they work for us, y'all. These platforms, these tools, this AI, you could put it in your GPT and say, okay, this is what I want to, this is how I want to say it, this is what I want to, blah, 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 blah. And give it enough of you, and it's going to give you something that you can post. It'll give you a script. You can do a podcast. You can do your email thing. You can do everything you want to do. You can show up how you want to show up. Because most of these people on YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that, 95% are either they have a script or they have prepared before they just hit the button on the video. So why not you? You can prepare and say prepare what you want to say, and then hit the button and say what you want to say. Like, let's go. Let's do it. Then the third thing I want you to do is separate. It's a lot of stuff, it's a lot of ideas you have. It's a lot of things like that. But that doesn't mean you have to act on all of them now. Don't overwhelm yourself. Just pursue the very next step that's in front of you. And just be clear and honest about it. Okay. Like, if you have a download, you have a moment, you get excited. You're like, oh my God, I see it. That's cool. Write that down, record it, whatever you got to do. But don't get distracted by that. Don't let that become a weight of like, now you lost in the sauce. Like, still stay present. What do you need to do next? The next thing. What's the next thing? What's the most important next thing you need to do? Okay. So here we go. Our assignment for today. Yesterday we had the LinkedIn thing. I want you to be posting on LinkedIn sometime this week. I need you to figure that out. Okay. Today, here's what we're going to do. I want you to get some clarity. So find the time, maybe tonight, tomorrow, sit down, no distractions. Answer this question. If money was not a constraint, let's say you had $10 million in your bank right now, which is crazy work because it shouldn't be sitting in your bank account. But let's say you were like Matthew, what's his name, from Friends, and you had $10 million sitting in your checking account, Bank of America, Truist, whatever bank you got, okay? Just money. You don't got to work, you ain't got to do none of that. What would you be doing with your time to serve your audience? And I'm not talking about traveling the world and relaxing on the beach. That's not what I'm talking about. What work would you do? What problem would you solve? What would you build? How would you show up? What would you be doing? if you didn't have no money problems that you were sitting there worrying all day about money? What kind of company, what kind of platform, what type of solution, what conversation would you create if there was money was not the issue? I need you to go sit down somewhere and sit in silence and let that answer come to you. I'm gonna do it for y'all right now, and we finna go. I already did it. If I, because I do, the money is not an issue. We are turning down deals. We got land in other countries. We are fine. I could move to Africa. I could move to the island right now. I don't have to do nothing no more. I'm done. Everything's done. I'm retired. How did I retire at this age? I don't know. I'm good. And the work that I want to do is to create a space where people who are brilliant people, melanated people, can come and face themselves and then learn the tools and the skills and the energetic shift your identity to make your bank account match your brilliance. That's what I want to do. I'm going to show up on Substack. I'm going to show up on YouTube. I'm going to show up on LinkedIn. I'm going to show up on all the platforms. I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to be outside. I'm doing public speaking because this is the work that I want to do. And from this place of clarity, y'all, everybody's getting their entire life. Everybody's like, okay, oh, hold on, okay. Y'all, my friend did a versus the other day. He won the versus, actually. Mike Will made it. He produced Formation for Beyonce. Okay, ladies, now let's get information. Okay, all that. When you get clarity, everything has to rearrange itself around you. Okay? So what would you be doing? What work would you be doing? What problem would you be solving? How would you be showing up? If you get to do anything you want to do, anything in the world, if you could build anything you want to build, it wasn't no money issue, wasn't no problem, what would it look like? I need you to answer that. Okay? Now, second thing, what are you scared of? If you pursue that, if you actually do that, what would you be afraid of? So me 5 years ago, I was resisting social media. I had an issue with it because I had a stalker, like it was a problem. Like I was just like, I'm not putting my family in this position. I got over it. I healed from that. But what would you be scared of? If you do this thing, if you start showing up like this for real, what is that going to mean? What is it going to cost you? What type of visibility are you going to have? What cameras you got to be on, whatever that is. Be specific. So like, I'm scared nobody's going to care. If I post, nobody's going to respond. I'm scared I'm not good enough. I'm scared I don't look right. I gain too much weight or whatever. I'm scared I waste all these years and nothing, it's not going to happen. I'm too old to start, I look crazy starting from nothing at this big age. I'm supposed to be this important corporate person and now I got to sit up. Like, what are you afraid of? Let's identify that. Then we're going to shift our focus. Instead of focusing on that, we're going to focus on the reality that we want to create, because fear is not false evidence appearing real. I don't know who made that up. It is focusing emotional energy and attention on a reality that you do not desire. So let's identify what that is that you're focusing on, what you're afraid of, and then let's shift our energy. Okay. Number 3, we want to ask ourselves a question. Make sure now, I need you to be sure what you're pursuing, what you're building really, really matters to you. So let's say, you had a time limit, say you were at the end of life. If you only had this much time left in the world, would you still build this thing that you're telling me you want to build? Is this part of your legacy? Is this a part of this is what I stand on? This is what I stand for. This is what I want to be known for. I want to help people, get in homes and help make sure babies got somewhere to be and grow up. And, does it feel like that to you? And if not, you need clarity, meaning we need to elevate the way you're thinking about the work. It's not, doing an app, doing a podcast, or doing a show, or being a teacher, or that's fine. All of that is mechanics. That's tactics. That's on the ground level. I'm talking about your why. I'm talking about your motivation. I'm talking about your reason, your raison d'être. Okay, your reason for doing what you do. If you don't have that clarity and that I stand on this, like I put my 10 toes down on this right here. This is how I'm showing up in the world and why it matters. We got to get to that place of clarity. Okay. So if you have that, once you find that, now I want to say, are you going to act on it? Are you going to embrace that identity? What steps do you need to be taking today? What things do you need to be doing every day to align with that? And let nothing else enter your psyche. That's the job. So any questions? I'm done. Because y'all got a LinkedIn assignment for this week already. Questions, comments, concerns, challenges, feedback, perspective, and personal story time. Anybody? What you got? Latrice is on YouTube, said, this is so insightful. Thank y'all for streaming. Anybody? So we're doing our big 5 every day. Okay. Then I want you to really lean into this identity, that parts of it you've been avoiding. Okay. We talked about this yesterday. We're reaching out to people, sending an email or a DM or doing something that you wouldn't normally do this week. Post a piece of content that you're really passionate about. That's the LinkedIn prompt I gave you this week. And then I want you to work on, research, study, prepare, actually do the thing. If you were her now, if you were showing up as him right now, that thing that you would be doing, let's spend 2 hours this week working on that. I want you to push yourself this week. Go ahead, Tracy.
We have, and I like this because I think I mentioned it to you before, that sometimes when I have these ideas, I have a list of ideas, like for living my yoga, I'll put them down in my notes. And then when it's time to shoot a live, I'll just choose one of the ideas. But yeah, when I start the live, I'm like, damn, this is the punch. Like, there were certain things that I knew I wanted to say, and now I don't even feel connected to the idea of why I know why I wrote it, but it doesn't have the fire. So today I decided, instead of writing it, I recorded myself. And now I recorded myself with the energy of what I want to say, so that when I am ready to say it, I know the tempo of what I'm feeling. So I feel confident now that I don't have to post. Like, I'm posting every day, but like, because I'm not posting right away, I'm not fearful like right now, because I feel like, okay, I'm going to lose the energy of what I was trying to convey. So like the recording thing that you've been telling us about, I think is really good.
I love that. Y'all, it's that we live by this energy. And I'm here to normalize that. I want you to understand that when you get an idea, a spark in your head, you're like, oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to that feel that, oh, that breath, you feel that. It's we got to capture that. It's like lightning in a bottle. Your job is to capture that and to build a whole world around that, and then send it to other humans. That's the job. I mean, you chose to be an entrepreneur. You want to go back and be corporate, go for it. But if you want to do this, you got to get great at what I'm telling you. The spark comes. Calm your nervous system. Have your orderly life. Do what you need to do. Wake up every day. Clarity. What am I doing? What am I here for? What is my purpose? Da, 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 da. Do all that. Okay, boom. Intuition comes. It's like, oh, you hear that? Oh. It's like a snowflake hitting your face. It's like, oh. Now we got to capture that. Treat that like it's valuable. Treat it like if somebody dropped $10,000, you would be like, you know, if y'all ever seen Breaking Bad and they got the storage unit and $80 million in the thing, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. You know, the same way you would act with that, I need you to act like that when intuition speaks to you. I need you to be like, oh, and let me capture this and let me put it somewhere. When you meet somebody, you have a conversation, you have a moment, there's a connection with another human, and they like what you're doing. And they got, what is it about the video? What made them want to share it? What was it? Do that again. Capture that. Study that. Do more of that. We want more of that. What were they responding to, reacting to? Do that again. And then create systems around that so they know what to expect from you. Then they'll start rearranging their behavior, their time, their schedule, their calendar, and ultimately their budget to meet you where you are. They will choose you over other people because you made them feel a feeling. It's emotional, and emotions are just energy in motion. So if I can get you guys to commit to that, let's just for the week, let's just pretend. Let's just pretend. Happy, Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? Happy February or whatever. Let's make history this week. Let's do it. Let's just pretend like you were the greatest, highest version of yourself. You had a legacy. You're at the end of the thing. You about to get an award. You about to get an NAACP award. You about to get a BET thing or whatever. You about to your family's gathering around you and they're going to tell you how much you've impacted them. Y'all, I'm Grandma Dollar Bill. That's in my mind in the future. And I'm on Lake Como. I'm in my house on Lake Como. And all the great grandbabies are coming, traveling in the waters and coming over to see. They've heard the legend. They've never met me. Here they come. And they come, and I'm in the villa. If y'all don't know what Lake Como, listen, my villa is not a game. And they come, and they're like, Great Grandma Dollar Bill, thank you. Thank you for doing this work. All of us are wealthy because of you. You know what I'm saying? Like this, I have this in my mind. And I show up every day to create that for my future unborn grand and great grandchildren. So if you were at that place now, if you were there now, what is that? And then reverse engineer that and start showing up like that every day. I'm here to challenge you. I'm here to be your mirror. I'm here to be your guide. I am the people's coach, but I am your cheerleader. I am telling you, you can do this. But it's going to take everything you got. And that's okay. You know why? Because that's all you need. You are enough because you are everything. So, anybody else? Comments, questions, concerns, challenges, feedback, perspective, and personal story time. Okay, this has been a good one, y'all. It's Monday. Let's get out here and get it. It's still 2 hours left in the work day. Let's go. To the next one. Y'all, I gotta go. We out. Pew!